In Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 through 10 it says, "Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, Wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. And prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." This is a classic scripture when talking about tithing, and it really has been true in my life and in the life of my family. My father tells a story about how when he was just starting out, he had just started a business. He had 6 kids. I'm the 6th of 9 children, and my mom was pregnant with the 7th child. And there was a blizzard in Nebraska, is where they lived at the time. There was this blizzard, and my dad felt prompted to call the hospital and call the city and try to make sure the roads were clear, because he felt like my mom might go into labor at any moment. And she wasn't going into labor when he was calling, but soon thereafter, she did go into labor, and they were able to get her to the hospital because he had been calling. They got her to the hospital. There were some complications, but my little sister was able to be born in a hospital. If she had been born at home and my father was doing it, it's very likely that either she would have been deformed because there was a problem with the way she was coming out. Her arm was stuck as a child and as a baby, and so there's a very good likelihood that her arm would have been permanently damaged, or even worse, that she could have died, or that my mother could have died. But she was born in the hospital and everything went out great. And then they were stuck in town. They were able to make it to a friend's house before the blizzard got bad again, and then they were stuck for 3 days. All 7 kids and my parents at a friend's house. They were stuck for a few days at the friend's house, and then they finally were able to make it home a few days afterward. And my dad came home to our little house, and it was just this little house and he was putting 7 kids into 1 bedroom, and he realized that he was literally did not have room enough to receive the blessings, to receive the family. And around that time, his business ended up taking off, and they were able to move into a nicer house. But just that experience of he was so blessed with children and with family and with health, and so blessed that he didn't even have room enough to receive it in the house. That God gave him a bigger house eventually. I don't know. That's just something that's often told in my family. I know in my personal life, whenever I've paid tithing, it has led to more abundance in my life. I've had experiences where people have left as poor graduate students, for example. My wife and I, we went to the temple. We had an old beat up car and car seats in the back, and we didn't even lock the car. We just kind of left it, and when we came back to our car, someone had left $20 on the front seat, just as a kind gesture. And those are the kinds of blessings that I get from paying tithing. I feel like God opens up the windows of heaven and he makes it so that you can live. So yeah.